Hi everybody, today the talk is about what is the best office chair and how do you choose it. So many patients of mine who come to me for their neck pain and the back pain ask this one common question: Doctor, which is the right chair for me? How do I choose the best chair for my office? So I thought I will make a video to clarify all these doubts. It is important because so many people nowadays, their job is sitting itself. So at least when they are sitting, they should choose a right chair so that the risk of developing back pain and the neck pain is minimized. In this topic, I will be discussing the various aspects of the chair itself. I will be talking about the seating cushion, I will be talking about the seating platform length, I will be talking about the armrest height adjustment, I will be talking about the backrest height as well as the backrest inclination, and I will be talking about whether you should have a rolling chair or a fixed chair. Okay, let's start with the seating platform first. So the seating platform, the density must not be too hard nor too soft. For example, when you sit on the ground, it is 100% stiffness. When you sit on a cushiony sofa, it will be about 75 to 80% cushion. If the seating platform is too cushiony, like when you go to a hotel lounge and the sofas will be like literally sucking you inside, that type of cushion is not good for your office chair. In that case, if you sit like that, the cushion will suck you down. That will invariably cause roundedness of the back. Remember, in your job, the more your back is rounding like this, the more risk of developing the low back pain. And hence, I suggest you to buy a sitting cushion which is about 50 to 60% of the density. In other words, you should not feel too cushiony, you should not feel too hard. Somewhere in the middle you should buy. That's about the seating cushion choice. Now let's talk about the length of the seating cushion. It depends upon the body type of the individual. Somebody's frame is too small, somebody's leg is too small, somebody's leg is too long. Okay, so if you buy a chair which is not in line with your leg length, then you will have to suffer. For example, if my leg is too long and then if I choose a chair which is very small in terms of the length of the seating platform, half of my leg will be outside of my seating platform. The support what the thigh needs will not be provided by this particular platform. That will make you uncomfortable. Before you buy, you sit on the chair and check whether the seating platform is covering 2/3 of the overall length of the thigh. Okay, if it is covering 90%, then it will be even more congesting, so don't buy like that. At least 2/3 of the thigh must be supported by the seating platform. So that's the length of the seating platform. Now coming to the height. Now how high the seating platform may be. For example, if a lady is too short in stature and if she sits in this chair, her stature will not allow her to place her foot on the ground. She will be uncomfortable leaving the foot dangling in the space. So what she will do as a compensatory strategy is to curl the leg up like this and then she will be walking this way. So in long run, this also will affect the circulation in the legs. In this posture, since they are not able to take weight on the foot, all the weight will go to the buttock itself. That may increase the likelihood of rounding the back. So in such cases, these ladies should find a platform which is little higher, have the foot supported onto a platform. So this is applicable when you are unable to adjust the seating platform. You have to buy a small plank or something which is similar to this and put your foot on it so that some amount of weight is going through the leg and some amount of weight will go through the buttock. So this will give you some breathing space for the blood vessels to let the circulation to happen on. So what I suggest is, this is not abnormal, but this is abnormal if you keep your leg for long period of time, and just because you are not able to put the foot down, ladies tend to put their legs folded like this for long period of time. That might cause problem in the legs as well as to the back. Okay, so this is one suggestion: buy a platform and put your leg like that and then you walk in this way. Okay, the second suggestion, as I already mentioned, you can reduce the chair height. The standard is that when you are sitting, the knee and the hip must be almost in same level, or even more better if the knee is little bit lower than the hip level. For example, for my height, this is my right working style because the knee is slightly lower than the hip, which is exactly opposite how you sit in the car. That's the reason why people who are having back pain, their car sitting position itself is a painful position. Okay, or someone who is already having a back pain, the sitting in the car for a long period of time itself will produce the pain. Okay, so in your office, make sure that your knee is little lower than the hip, and that also will enable you to work with some weight passing through the leg and some weight passing through the buttock. If you have an adjustable chair, then you can use this method where you can keep your knees little lower than the hip joint. Okay. If that is not possible, what you can do is you can also keep a small pillow and then make sure that you can work like that. This is one more method, and if you feel so tired to sit erect, you can also work like this. Okay, so these are the other modifications that you can do in your office chair. Few individuals tend to put their legs forward like that and then work in this method. They find it so comfortable because they have stretched the legs and the legs are supported, but the problem is all the weight will go to the lower back, and that will, you see, the moment you lean back, the back will round, and that roundedness of the back will produce stress on the back to cause future back pain. So I suggest, if you want to relax like this for some time, you can, maybe for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but this should not be the norm. You should not work for long period of time like that. So the best posture is the next posture. That means even in the chair, you need to keep on changing the posture. Sometimes you come front, keep the back erect and work like this. Sometimes you go back, use the lumbar support to maintain the erectness of the back and work like that. Okay, sometimes you can even lean and work this way. So apart from that, whenever you get phone calls where you don't have to look into your computer or something, you can get up and move around, and then you can come back. So look for an opportunity to get up and move around, because our body simply is not designed to sit for 8 to 10 hours a day for 8 to 10 years. And most of my patients who come to me with neck pain and back pain are the one who has been already sitting for that many number of years in their life, and slowly they start getting the back pain and neck pain. So don't think that if you buy a good chair, you will be devoid of all the aches and pains. Still, what you do in the rest of the time in the day also does make a difference. Okay, my suggestion is to get up and move around as much as possible, and I also suggest for some patients who have pain invariably in sitting posture to buy a standing platform or the standing desk, because they have exhausted all their sitting capacity and the sitting tolerance, so still they have to work. So what they can do is they can buy a standing desk and they can work like that. Even in standing, they can use different postures in standing, so that the body is not having one monotonous position to work. So the more the variety you give when you are working, the better it is for your body than sit like this for the entire day and then working. Next is armrest. Now some chairs come with a standard armrest, some chairs come with a adjustable armrest. Armrest should be in such a way that it should not lift your shoulder girdle like that. See, if you are very short in nature, your armrest is fixed like this, you put your elbow on the armrest, you see the shoulder girdle is elevated. So in this way if you work, that will be congesting the shoulder space, so that can cause pain in the shoulder joint as well as in the neck. So for tall people, this kind of armrest is fine, but the standard is that when you are using your armrest, the shoulder must not be elevated abnormally. So reduce the armrest in such a way that the shoulders are not too much elevated. It's better to have adjustable armrest so that you will be able to choose the best height of your armrest. So when you are working in front of the computer, so make sure that you work in this method. So the moment you go like this, then whatever the best chair you may use, it will be of no use. So what I suggest is, if you want to go front, move your chair front or move your computer towards you and then work as much as in the upright posture. Okay, sometimes you can go front and work like that, but make sure that you have a support here so that the shoulder muscles are not working too much. Some support should be kept here and then you work in this way. And then I also suggest you to buy a wireless mouse and the wireless keyboard, which is not very costly nowadays. You have varieties of ways to use your mouse and the keyboard, which will give you a breathing space for your shoulder muscles. Okay, coming to the height of the backrest. The height of the backrest, it comes in two ways. Either it comes till your shoulder or it comes till your head. Both has its own positives and the negatives. When you have a chair with a backrest up to the shoulder, you have the facility to put your neck back and do the back stretching exercise, because this is what is more important. when you are working most of the time like that, the body needs the reverse movement also, which is this. So if you have a backrest up till here, it will give you an opportunity to put your head and the shoulders back and relax. Okay, so that's the advantage of this, which will not be possible if you are using the backrest which is up to the head level. But when you are using the phones and those kind of things, if you have a backrest like this, with this the small advantage, when you are using the phone or something, you can lean back onto the backrest and then keep using the phone. In this way you will not be hurting your neck, rather than if you are using the phone like that, then that will be hurting the neck. So better to use the phone in this method by using the elbow rest, by using the backrest, so that you can still be effective at the same time not suffering from the pain. If someone is too tall, then this backrest will be covering only half of their back. So for them, at least the backrest height should be elevated. Roughly at least it should come till the shoulder level. If somebody is too tall and if their shoulder level is here, backrest is covering only till the mid thoracic region, then that would be a problem for them. Okay, so the rule is that the backrest should be covering up till the shoulder level. Wheelchair, it will allow you to move backwards, it can allow you to move front, but I don't see any specific benefits of using the wheelchair. Instead of using the wheels to move, you get up and move every now and then. That will at least help you to maintain your circulation and break the monotonicity of sitting. So if it is extra cost to buy a wheelchair, I suggest you not to buy a wheelchair, rather you buy a static chair. Okay, maybe you can put wheels on your foot and get up and move around. One more thing I want to add is there is something called lumbar support, which is essentially like this, okay, which shall be kept at the back side. This is useful for the people who have difficulty in maintaining the erectness of the back. At least some sort of support given in the back side will help them to maintain the erectness of the back. If not, the back will be rounded like this. This roundedness is what will be the reason for most of the back pain. So make sure that either you maintain the erectness of the back as much as possible actively like this, or use a lumbar cushion and maintain the erectness of the back passively like this. Okay, so this is again not too costly, you can definitely invest on it. So I pretty much covered everything: chair height, armrest, backrest, the wheeled chair against the rigid chair, and so on. You go to the shop, sit on the chair, check whether it's comfortable, and then you decide whether you can buy it or not. Okay.